So one of the implications of what you've been talking about is, I'll just boil it down to motivation of the American Psychiatric Association in what it's done with DSM-5. You have thoughts about that?
Well, again, I think they meant well, but they were way too ambitious. It was like Icarus flying into the sky and having his wings melt. But if you're too ambitious, sometimes you take on more than you can handle.
Didn't they start wanting to have a whole new sort of way of doing things? They were going to create a new mold, break the mold, and start all over again. Did that happen?
It was going to be a paradigm shift.
Paradigm shift, right.
And there were 3 paradigms they were going to create, and each of them turned out to be impossible and premature. The first was a biological paradigm. With all of this research, shouldn't it be possible now to include more biology in the diagnostic system? The brain is the most complicated thing in the known universe. It doesn't reveal its secrets easily. We've learned a tremendous amount about normal brain functioning, but it doesn't translate into clinical psychiatry yet. It doesn't translate into a biological test. So that paradigm failed. The second was preventive psychiatry. Let's diagnose people early, before they get ill, or before they get severely ill, and reduce the burden of their problems. You need 3 things before you can do preventive psychiatry. You need an accurate diagnostic system that doesn't mislabel lots of people. You need an effective treatment, and that treatment must be safe. For none of the suggestions in DSM-5 is there a way of diagnosing the people that's accurate. There'll be millions of people mislabeled. For none of them is there an effective treatment that's been proven. And in many instances, the drug companies will influence what the treatments are, and they will be harmful and unnecessary. So the preventive psychiatry paradigm also went out the window. The third was to have dimensions rather than names, numbers rather than names for many of the decisions. And this is a great idea because numbers are more accurate. The trouble is that we think in names for the most part. Computers are good at numbers. Researchers are good at numbers. Most clinicians and most people are much better vivid names. And the DSM dimensional system turned out to be so impossibly cumbersome that no one could use it, and it was voted out at the very end. So the 3 attempts at paradigm shift all failed, and at the same time, the method of doing it was careless. There was too little central control of the work groups. The experts were all allowed to create dream lists of their own, including new diagnoses that would be appealing and maybe useful in their hands, but potentially disastrous in the hands of primary care doctors. So the system got out of control.